Alright everybody, welcome back to txgamehunters.com, where we've gotten the X-Sight II out of the box, X-Sight II Smart HD, and now it's on our rifle. We just went to the range and sighted it in, and which we have a video posted on that as well. It was a lot of fun. Blah, 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 blah. Let's do it over. Hey everybody, welcome back to txgamehunters.com. This is the video where we're going to pretty much review what we've experienced so far with the new ATN X-Sight II HD. Overall, very, very impressed, and I'll tell you why here in a few minutes. But as you see here in the background, here is the ATN X-Sight Smart HD, the Generation 1. This is the 5x18. We're going to compare the two, and what we have on my rifle right here is the 5x20. A lot of the same type of features, but a lot of really good new features that really takes this scope to a whole new level. So let me put this out of the way right now for a second, go through a little bit here. So let's start off with when we mounted it to the rifle. As you know, the mounting brackets on the old X-Sight, there's a lot of issues with having to make sure these are tightened so it doesn't come loose. The one thing that I sort of do like about the old one versus the new one is that this one you can switch back and forth if you want, turn it around, and then be able to mount it sort of different places. The new one is just one straight little bar that goes across, and you can't sort of have that. There's no offsetting here. It's just straight down the middle. But the hardware and the mounting hardware is a lot better on the new X-Sight, the X-Sight II. On the front of the old X-Sight, you have these little bitty pinholes where you have to make sure these don't come loose, because there is a lot of issues of potentially these coming loose and it losing the zero. On the new one, you don't even have those. They eliminated that whole feature, so you don't have to worry about that. Also on the old one here, so I'll put it right above it, the focus was this big knob that you had to turn, and as a lot of people experienced from the old one, it was hard to turn. People made modifications to put things around it to help turn the focus, and so you can be able to focus out in the field, which could make it a pain, especially if you had your IR mounted to the side of the X-Sight. So, for example, with the old X-Sight, if your IR, your infrared light, was mounted here, and then you went to try to focus, your hand would get in the way at night, it would glare off of this, and a lot of issues with that. They have completely eliminated that issue 100% here with this is the new focus ring right here. Look how easy that is to turn, and which makes it a lot easier. Now some people, there were some questions going around saying, hey, with it being more of a spring-based focus knob, is it going to lose zero with, or is it going to lose focus with recoil when you shoot? Like recoil and it turns. I can tell you as of today, with shooting about 150 rounds through it, that it did not lose focus unless I turned this myself, which was awesome to see. You still have the installed protective plastic rubber cover that goes on the front, which is nice. The sunshade comes with it. Now let's go ahead and go on to the sunshade since we just talked about it. The sunshade on the 5x18 for the X-Sight 1 versus the sunshade on the Generation 2, that fits pretty much inside each other. So you have a lot bigger of a lens on the X-Sight 2. So if you're an X-Sight Generation 1 user upgrading to the 2 and you already did your Butler Creek modification, that will not fit this sunshade. So we haven't figured out which Butler Creek cap fits this one as of yet. At least I haven't. but as soon as we do, we will update you on that. What I did, instead of a Butler Creek on my Generation 1, I took a 99-cent spray paint can, I took the lid, and it's a perfect fit, and I drilled a hole through the center of it to reduce the light. So that was a cheap thing for me, but as we see with the Generation 2, it doesn't fit quite as well. You could probably cut an angle on it for it to go inside, but it's a little too ghetto for my taste. So we're going to get the correct modification for this during daytime shooting, so it eliminates glare. Because I only assume, I didn't have any problems with glare at the range tonight when I was shooting, but we were there towards the evening hours and the sun wasn't real high in the sky. So, but I only assume that there could still be some glare during bright days when that sun is coming directly at the scope, just like any digital camera. Go ahead, take this out. Now, the mounting brackets, but the actual mount to the rail is pretty much the same. Same type of setup, which I'm still a fan of. I've always been a fan of. And I didn't have any issues tightening with it. You just don't want to over tighten it, just like with any screw. You don't want to over tighten it and strip it. Pretty much the mount is still the same. The IR light that comes with the X-Sight II is the same as the Generation 1. So you still have the same exact IR light that comes with it, with the telescopic lens for tighter zoom. You have the adjustables here, left, right, up and down, on and off. The batteries go back here, turn on with the double tap, pushing both the zoom in and zoom out buttons, and that's how you turn it on and off, or the brightness buttons. I'm not a big fan of this IR, and I know a lot of other people aren't. I mean, it works great for, I would say, 100 yards maximum, but if past 100 yards, it really doesn't do that good of a job. So I took from online, I got my T38 Evolva from eBay. It was about 50 bucks. It does fantastic to 200 yards plus. If you want more than 200 yards, you can go up to the T50. And if you even want longer than that, you can go up to even higher T67. So a lot of options on the IRs. Now, you guys probably see this hanging off of here with this cap. I'll get into that in a minute, but that's a cool option from ATN. But one more thing I want to go over on the outside of the scope is the display focus and zoom. On the old model, which I'm going to pull that back out, it's quite a bit larger and tighter. As you can see, that's when you zoom, when you focus the display right here. Now on the new one, it's sort of like a see how when I move it, this actually moves out, so it actually zooms it versus just a straight focus on the inside. I like this better. It's easier to move, and it on the inside it was a lot more detailed. Now, one thing which is not going to be on this video, we're going to do it on another video when we hook this sucker up to a big HD TV to go through the displays, the reticles, the colors. But looking through this scope with the new HD display that ATN has added to this rifle scope, brings this scope to a whole new level. As we know with the old one, that it just had the digital display, which was great. I didn't really have any complaints, except for sometimes it was a little bit grainy when you zoomed in. This one here, when you zoom in and then combine it with the focus, you hardly notice any graininess, even at full 20x zoom. Little bit, but I mean, just like any digital camera, when you zoom it to its max, it's going to get grainy. But overall, I would have to say this scope is awesome. One issue that I did experience that we were able to fix pretty quickly was when I was in the settings and trying to set the date, because that was the first thing I did, was set the date and time. Every time I went to the date and tried to change a number, either the day, the month, the year, the screen of the scope would turn off for about 20 seconds before I could make another adjustment. Like if I went from day 1 to day 2, after I did that, it would shut off for 20 seconds. Then I'd have to go day 3, it would shut off for 20 seconds. It was quite frustrating. Thanks to the help of the ATN owners Facebook group and forum, it was brought to my attention that just a few, this was only the second one that they've known of that has come off the production that had this issue. And basically it was not a quality control, but every scope before it went out the door, they had to do a factory reset after they put the firmware on it. And if they did not do a factory reset, that's what the issue was. So after doing the factory reset on it, no problems whatsoever. That completely eliminated that issue. So I would suggest right when you get it out of the box, just so you don't have any frustrations or any bugs or anything like that, go into the settings, and on my next video I'll show you how to do that. Go into the settings and do a factory reset just to make sure, because it's out of the box, so if it puts everything back to factory settings, you're not losing anything. But you're just going to make sure that it's done so you don't have any issues. Other than that, the scope was really impressive today. The zoom feature in and out was very smooth, just like they advertised. The range finding feature was pretty cool to mess with. The Wi-Fi actually I think works a little bit better on the X2 than it did on the X1. It was a little bit more solid of a signal and I could get it further. I even had the GPS on when I was undercover and it didn't freeze the X2 like some of the X1s. When you had the GPS on, it would freeze the scope. ATN really stepped it up when they did the X-Sight II and really eliminated a lot of the issues. Alright, so one more thing before we go is that alright, so this little thing right here comes in a kit. As we all know, when you take off where the HDMI port is, the mini USB, and the SD card goes, when you take that off, it leaves it exposed. And we all know that there's a short battery life when you use regular batteries in these. Even lithium batteries is 4 or 5 hours. So external power pack is the best option to that. So you have to hook it up through the mini USB. Well, there's a lot of people using not glue, but the different moldable plastics and they made their own molds. Well, ATN now has a kit that comes with the mini USB right angle with a built-in rubber cap that you can actually take apart, and it slides right in. And then the nice coil to make it easy, and then a right angle other end. And that comes in a kit that also comes with the stock cover, which the battery pack that you have can either slide in here with a zipper pouch. You have ammunition holder here with a zip pouch. However, the external power pack that I have, that I like because it's 20,000 mAh, lasts for 20 hours, is a little bit too wide to go in this. However, that wasn't an issue because I just went ahead and got the sticky Velcro where you can stick it on anything, because all of this on the interior of this is all made for Velcro friendly. So that way it helps hold it in place. And then when you put it on your stock, it holds it, and then you have the nice Velcro fasteners that fastens it in place. And then it's underneath, and then you still have this pouch to carry other things. Now, the battery pack that comes with this kit comes in this white box, 16,000 mAh, right here on the back. It's silver in color with white. It comes with the cord, but it's more for charging. You don't use this with the side, you use the one that comes with it. The only thing, it's nice and skinny, so it will fit in this pouch without an issue. I'll go ahead and slide it in. It fits right in this, it's designed for this pouch pretty much. And then the cord sticks out here, so it's a nice carrying thing for it. The only complaint that I have about this battery pack is that the weight. this 20,000 mAh unit that I bought from online for cheap, it's like 15 bucks actually, is probably more than half, probably 60% less of weight than what the one from ATN is. Now with that said, it's a lot wider, so it won't fit in that pouch, but we came up with a solution for that. Now, would that deter me from not getting this if I already had one? No, I would still like it because it comes with the kit. The kit's $100. It comes with the power supply, it comes with the rubber cap, the cord, and the pouch. Really, for $100 for all that, that's a pretty good deal. And it's always good to have an extra one anyways, especially since mine fits underneath. Then I can have the one from ATN right in here as a backup. So I have 20 hours here, 16 hours here. If I go for a weekend and forget to bring extra, and can't charge it, this will last me a whole weekend between these two, no problem. Which is awesome. So overall, everything this whole package has been fantastic. I went in and sighted it in today, and like I said earlier, we made another video with that, and the one-shot zero feature that they kept, I'm glad they kept it because everybody loves it. It's just awesome in this. So, alright, well, the next video we'll actually go through the internal features, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. We're going on a hunt tomorrow for a nice big boar that keeps coming into our hunting lease, and hopefully we'll have some video with that. Stay tuned, and